Hi, I'm Mary, a librarian and book reviewer with a focus on stories written for kids, tweens, and teens. Today I get to share with you this book called Coat of Many Colors, written by Dolly Parton and illustrated by Brooke Boynton Hughes, with translations by Teresa Millar. This story is the song that was made famous and written by Dolly Parton about her coat of many colors that was made for her when she was small, when her family had very little money, and so they had to make do with everything they could find. And so her mother very lovingly made her this coat of many colors, which, when Dolly wore it to school, ended up making her the subject of ridicule, even though she loved the coat so much. So as she's going through the story, she's remembering all of the important moments that came with the coat, the love that her mother showed for her, the fact that Dolly wearing this coat made her feel so rich, even though her family had so little money. And then the pain that came from having the bullying happen to her at school over this coat that she loved so much. So, if you're familiar with the song by Dolly Parton, you will remember and recognize the words in this book. So, they are the words that guide the story. And the illustrations really beautifully pair with the lyrics of the song. So this particular edition is in both English and Spanish, which you'll see on the pages of the story. And because it is a song, there are repeated verses, which is great for young children as they are learning words, learning vocabulary, and then slowing down the sounds in those words when they're sung. So whether you're reading the story or singing it, there's a lot of early literacy benefits to reading this book. And if you're familiar with Spanish, you have the Spanish option. If you're familiar with English, you have the English option. And if you're learning one or the other, you have those available as well. So as you're going through the story, you see images of Dolly interacting with her family as this coat is being built. And if you're familiar with some of Dolly's story, you'll recognize her family members in the illustrations also. And just the soft hues and the kind expressions on the faces really support the fact that Dolly loves her family so much, and it really comes through in both the lyrics and the illustrations in this story. So whether you're reading it as an homage to Dolly Parton, as a lesson in treating others with kindness, as a reminder that you can make do with things even when it feels like you don't have very much. There's a lot to be taken from this story, and not only that, but it's just a beautiful tribute to this song by Dolly Parton and the story that went behind the song and the lyrics themselves. If this sounds like a great fit for you or for someone you know, I hope you look for it wherever you get your books.